Saturday, August 20th, 2022, coming to Hartford, Michigan at the Van Buren Poorhouse Museum, it's Ghost-O-Rama. Ghost-O-Rama is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a paranormal meet and greet / flea market / Comic-Con, car show, and much, much more. There'll be paranormal groups, the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, spooky vendors, live band, ghost tour, Jurassic Park, killer cars, food truck, disc jockey, historical museum, kid haunted house, and much more. Van Buren County Historical Museum. That's right, out at 58471 Red Arrow Highway, Hartford, Michigan, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an outdoor market, which is free to the public. That's right, you heard me. It's open to the public. There'll be a museum tour, $5 per person. Also, from 9 to 11, a ghost tour, $20 per person. That's right, Ghost-O-Rama is hitting West Michigan, Saturday, August 20th, 2022, at the Hartford Van Buren Poorhouse Museum. This is sponsored by Southern Michigan Paranormals, UnrestrictedRadio.com, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, How to Halloween, Frankenfest, and the Midwest Parahistorical Society.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the March 2nd episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Yes, there's a new intro. I figured after everything that Rusty done to make my job just a little bit easier here, he deserved a spot in the intro. So, you know, I had to throw in a little bit of history there, throw in a pretty picture of him with his guitar, and make it all nice and official. I hope everybody's having a good hump day so far. No, I don't think I could, Rusty, because when I done it before you started doing Today in History, I was so stressed that I didn't know if I was pitching or catching sometimes. And you came in like the Cape Crusader dude in the shadows and snagged that up, started doing it, and really saved me a lot of time and a lot of stress. Yeah, I mean, at least you were dressed. At least you were dressed. I was trying to find one of the New Jersey beach shots of you in your bikini. I couldn't. I tried. So I figured, you know, that one there with the guitar was perfect. Come on and stick, you little bugger. But it is Wednesday. It is hump day. I would like to apologize for Monday night. Until we get the community tab, I have no way of letting anyone know if I'm going to be on or not. I had the headache from hell. It was in the back of my head, going down my neck, into my shoulders, light, sound, anything was just putting me in immense pain. You guys should be more likely to be down on your knees. At least one knee and a foot, you know, assuming the position. Kind of like a gynecologist at a birthing, just sitting there waiting. Oh man, what a day, what a day, what a day. What a week, what a month. Got the word yesterday the car is a complete and total loss. It's going to cost over $3,000 in repairs for whichever route they take. Whether they replace what needs replaced or they just replace the engine, it's going to be over $3,000. which we do not have. And especially to put into a $2,600 car that's in good shape. This one here's, or in great shape. This one here's only in, you know, a high good category. So it's probably going to, good morning, Candy. Thank you for twitting us and sharing us and all that kind of cool stuff. Probably going to wind up scrapping the car. The mechanic that we sent it to deals with a scrapper. Going rate in this area right now for scrap on a car that size is about $300. Luckily, he's only about $95 into it. So he said if she wanted to, she could scrap the car. He'd give her $205 and he'd go on and pay for the just take the other 95 for the service that he's provided. So basically we're not out anything except a car. So now we need to figure out where we're going to get a car at so she can continue to get back and forth to work. Right now she's driving a friend of hers car. I've told her to contact him, see if he's interested in selling it. It's a Dodge Charger 2003. Nice car. Nice car. It has some starter issues. Starter on that car should be around $125. And the cool thing is I can put it in myself. So I asked her to get a hold of him, find out if he's interested in selling that car. Figured we could probably work something out. So, oh, dude, it's not worth fixing. It's not worth fixing. That's just it. It needs the new water pump. It needs, I guess he said there was piston touching piston. So they need to get new head for it. Need to replace the pistons. It was out of time, so it needs the new timing belt. If he replaces all that, it's going to be $3,000. If he replaces the engine with a used engine, it's going to be $3,000. The car, Kelley Blue Book price is only worth $2,600 if it's in great shape, and this one here is not in great shape. So I mean, it's in pretty doggone good shape, but it's not great by any means. So that's the news from my end. Oh, that's not all the news from my end. We got confirmation yesterday that we do have a green light on the Morris Performing Arts Center in South Bend, Indiana. Morning, Tony. That place is getting ready to celebrate its 100th birthday in South Bend. You know, of course, they're going to charge us $250 to go in there and do the investigation. And, but my stipulations for them is if we're going to pay $250, we want media coverage, interviews or something before and or after the investigation. And we want employees, whether it's housekeeping or security or whatever the case may be, to be on site for interviews over the happenings at the Morris Performing Arts Center. Understand the Morris is a huge theater, ungodly big. It is. It seats like 2,300 people. It's got 3 balconies and a main floor, done in Gothic English style. The main foyer, the main entrance is all marble, 2.5-story marble pillars, marble wraparound staircases on both ends. The floors and walls are all marble, marble and granite. Gorgeous place. But we're talking, or Mark is talking to them today to get a date set for that one. Of course, we have Tosi's Italian Restaurant in Stevensville, Michigan, coming up this Saturday evening. Good morning, Norma. Hope you're doing well this morning. Go grab that coffee, Candy. I got mine sitting right here. Yummy, yummy. It is hump day. It is sunny. No precipitation whatsoever in the forecast. I don't know about where you live at, but right here in Southwest Michigan, it is going to be a dry hump day. No matter how I say that, it still sounds wrong. I'm not even going to try to butter it up and make it pretty. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video from yesterday. I thought that was quite interesting. Tennessee Life done a story a couple years ago on haunted Tennessee. I had to share that out, being my home state. Pretty cool information. You know, I kind of like the guy there at the end, talking about the equipment they use and the fact that when you do this kind of thing, you are the best piece of equipment you can have. Most of those pieces of equipment are designed to do one thing and one thing only, where you as a person can do 5 different things. You can see them, you can hear them, you can taste anything foul in the air, you can touch them. Funny, they aren't forecasting. They aren't forecasting a dry in the 60s day here. It was raining on a trip. Taking the missus to work. Huh. Yeah, there's I don't know what our temps are going to be today. Yesterday we sat at 49 degrees all day long. Most of our snow is gone. There's a couple little spots here and there where snow was plowed and piled up. Other than that, nothing. We're sitting at 26 degrees right now. At this time yesterday morning, it was already 37 degrees. So God only knows what our day's going to be like. It's a funny thing about spring in Michigan. It's about as unforecastable as winter is. Some years we have 60 some odd degrees at the end of March, and some years we have snow the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week of April. So you just never know. It was in the 60s here yesterday. Very nice. Very nice. All I know is that we have very many more of these pretty days. I'm going to be digging out the patio furniture and getting that all set out, getting the back deck all swept off, all the little tree limbs and the little helicopter whirligigs that come off the trees and stuff like that. I might start doing a couple live streams outside, especially when we start having those 55-degree mornings. $65 down there in the Bammer. Cool, cool, cool. From NOAA, mostly sunny with a high 65, southeast winds 6 to 9 miles per hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 16. Ooh, sounds like a pretty day where you're at. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing better. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird, Tony. They give a forecast like that with no forecast of precipitation while it's raining. So I misplaced my spectacles, kind of like flying blurry here. This is your captain speaking. Just wanted to forewarn you guys, it could be a little bit of a turbulent trip today. I forgot to put in my contacts before we left the airport. I can't tell what is a shiny plane and what is a fluffy cloud out here. Please keep your seatbelt fastened. Sounds like it's going to be an interesting day for Rusty. I hate the noise. Everybody does. Everybody does. So, yep, don't forget, guys, Friday night we have got Chris and Dakota on here from Bald and Bonkers. They're going to be talking about everything. So, Bald and Bonkers, of course, is shown out on 45 different podcast platforms, also including YouTube. Very well telecasted show. I'm just glad they made the time to come over and talk to us. I had a couple of bad days. Hoping today's better. Good morning, Raves. Good to see you this morning. How you feeling, Jan? Are you feeling any better? Rusty sliding right into today in history. 1776, American troops begin shelling the British at Boston. Boston. We shelling them guys at Boston. Damn redcoats. 1778, Nathaniel Greene is appointed Quartermaster General of the Continental Army under George Washington. Kind of dizzy. Do as little as possible. Stand as little as possible. Walk as little as possible. Don't take no chances bunking that head with Jay being out away from the house. (1789) Pennsylvania ends prohibition of theatrical performance. Prohibition, yeah, of theatrical performances. (1799) Congress standardizes U.S. weights and measures. Been using the cane to help with balance. Sometimes we got to. You guys have seen me on my cane before when I'm going to be going out and doing a lot of walking and stuff like that. The cane is always with me. Don't know when my knee's going to go out or anything else. Don't know when I'm going to get dizzy or lightheaded. The canes come in real handy. Might make you feel a little bit older than you want to feel, but much like I tell Grandma with her walker, it is a necessary medical device. 1807, U.S. Congress bans the slave trade within the U.S. effective January 1st, 1808. People paid a lot of attention to that. 1817, First Evangelical Church building dedicated, New Berlin, Pennsylvania. I actually decorated one of mine too, Graves. I've got one that I wrapped in canned elk hide. I put a little mink pelt on it. So his little face is up there on the handle and stuff, and he's got like little tassels and fringe and little jingles and stuff all over him. I like to take that one out to events with me. 1819 Territory of Arkansas organized. Oh, I'm sure, Jan. I'm sure. As active as you normally are, and to be limited to your activities and what you can attempt to do, I bet you feel older. 1819, U.S. passed its first immigration law. 1824, interstate commerce comes under federal control. 1825, first grand opera in U.S. sung in English, New York City. Oh, wait a second. Right there he is. He's right here by the door. Right there's my little boogaboo. Got him decorated up like a miniature acoustic. He's looking at you. Let's see here. 1829, New England Asylum for the Blind, first in U.S., incorporated in Boston. Welcome back, Candy. Glad you have your coffee in hand. 1831, John Fries becomes first U.S. sculptor to receive a federal commission. No pain so far. 1836, Republic of Texas declares independence from Mexico and Colombia. 1853, Territory of Washington, organized after separating from Oregon Territory. Thank you, Raves. I get a lot of comments and photographs when I actually take the little thing out and use it. 1858, Frederick Crook of New Orleans patents a cotton bale metallic tie. Not going to work at the barn anymore. Talked to my friend yesterday. She has only 6 stalls open out of 38. Makes me tired thinking of it. Shh. What was that? A dog stick? Morning, Fish. No, it's one of the canes I decorated up for doing the reenactments and stuff. Just dropped in, leave a like and a lot of love. I'm having a really bad day. Hope you have a great stream, huh? Thank you, Raves. I hope your day gets better, sweetie. Hope your day gets better. But you just take care. Thank you so much for the thumbs up and the love and stuff. And we'll catch you later on. Hopefully tonight, and hopefully tonight you can let us know how much better your day got. 1861, government printing office purchases first printing plant, Washington. Morning, Sonny. Good to see you this morning. 1861, U.S. creates Dakota and Nevada territories out of the Nebraska and Utah territories. 1865, Freedmen's Bureau, founded for Black education. Like father, like son. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Hope everything's going good for you. Hope everything's going well for everybody. Like I said, it is hump day. Middle of the week. Thank God. 1865, Confederate General Early's army is defeated at the Battle of Waynesboro, Virginia during the American Civil War. 1866, first U.S. company to make sewing needles by Machine Incorporated in Connecticut. 1867, first Reconstruction Act passed by U.S. Congress. Like I said earlier, guys, I am very, very sorry that I was not on Monday evening. I was attacked by the headache up from hell. Any light and sound whatsoever just felt like somebody stuck their fingers in the top of my head and split me right down the middle is what it felt like. Sadly enough, once again, I think part of the strain is just stress and worry. We found out the car is a complete loss, regardless of what route they take. It's going to take over $3,000 to fix it. So we're just going to scrap it and try to find a new car. Remember how long it took her to find this one. But she's got 2 days to do it. So then we just got to figure out how we're going to pay for it. We also we got confirmation yesterday on the Morris Performing Arts Center in South Bend, Indiana. We will only be the second investigation to ever be conducted in there. The first investigation was a private investigation. There was no televising of it. There was no videos done of it, nothing. So we will actually be the first nighttime televised, videized, whatever you want to call it, investigation. So we'll see what happens. Don't know what that is. That is in Spanish or something resembling Spanish. My friend Early was named after his great uncle, General Early. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Uh, 1867, U.S. Congress abolishes peonage in New Mexico. Good, Norma. I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing better. There's a tunnel under it, I think. A tunnel under what? Good morning, Robert. Good to see you this morning, bud. 1867, U.S. Congress creates the Department of Education. 1867, Jesse James gang robs bank in Savannah, Missouri. 1 killed. Also in 1868, the University of Illinois opens. That is one story, Fish. There are several stories about the place, but there are no documented hauntings. They have kept everything hush hush in there. and they have finally decided to let it out. Sadly, they're going to charge us $250 for 5 hours of being in there. But I laid the stipulations down to make sure, since Mark is doing all the communicating with them, I made sure and laid the stipulations down that we wanted media coverage, interviews either before or after or both of the crew in the investigation, and that we wanted employees, be it housekeeping, security, general staff, whatever, to be available for interviews. So we'll see what happens. And again, of course, Saturday night, this coming Saturday night, we have got Tosi's Italian Restaurant in Stevensville, Michigan. This place has a long history of paranormal activity. So we'll see what happens with that one. 1872, Louis Reel goes into voluntary exile in St. Paul, Minnesota. No more masks here. Whoop, whoop. There you go. There's always some kind of silver cloud somewhere. 1877, U.S. Electoral Commission declares Rutherford B. Hayes winner of the presidential election with an electoral vote of 184 against Samuel J. Tilden. 1889, Kansas passes first U.S. antitrust law. I'll do that. Wasn't very much, $250. No, but to somebody who has 26 cents in their pocket, it might as well be $2,500. The same as us trying to find a car. We know we need one. We absolutely positively have to have one for her to get back and forth to work, to do grocery shopping in case of emergencies, etc. Where that money's coming from, we have no clue. 1893, first U.S. Federal Railroad legislation passed, requires safety features. 1899, President McKinley signs bill creating Mount Rainier National Park. 1901, Hawaii's first telegraph company opens. You know, sadly enough, much like all of you out there, most of these stress headaches and stuff that I get are I'll be honest with you, they're all caused by financial. You know, I have a medication that I'm supposed to have that my insurance don't cover. It's like $105 for a month's supply of it. It might, but my insurance refuses to cover it, even though it's medically necessary. So that's where most of my stress, my headaches, my slowly closer to Jean-Luc Picard appearance comes from. If my hairline recedes much more, it's going to be at the top of the crack of my butt. So, yeah, it's, you know, I believe in complete and total honesty in here. I've always been honest with you guys. I've never hidden anything from you. So, you know, I wanted to put that out there. That's part of the reason why I was not on Monday night. Was once again, I was stressing about, you know, all the things we need here that we have no way of getting. So let me see here. 1893, first U.S. Federal Railroad legislation passed, required safety features. 1899, President McKinley signs bill creating Mount Rainier National Park. I think I probably read that already. 1901, Hawaii's first telegraph company opens. Yeah, it's not bad if we all divide it. You're absolutely correct. 1901, United States Congress passes the Platt Amendment, limiting the autonomy of Cuba as a condition for the withdrawal of American troops. 1903, Martha Washington Hotel, catering to women only, opens in New York City. 1910, 2 trains crashed in snowstorm in Wellington, Washington. 118 die. Going to be attending the Kalamazoo Living History Show. Dude, I don't even know now. I don't even know now. Entry fees, everything. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. 1922 WBAP. I didn't even remember. I completely forgot about that. WVAP-AM Fort Worth, Texas begins broadcasting. I applied for VA to get disability. The VA says that I don't have anything coming from them. It was an honorable medical discharge, and I supposedly, in that stack of papers they give me to sign in 5 minutes before I had to leave base, I signed something waiving any responsibility of the U.S. government and the Veterans Administration from any future medical care. They took my military ID card. They had me sign all the papers in 5 minutes time, ordered me not to read them, to just sign where there was an X at, so they could get me on the plane to come back home. Disclosure forms, things of that nature. 1925, nationwide road numbering system and U.S. shield marker adapted. Good morning, Justin. 1929, U.S. Congress creates Court of Customs and Patents Appeals. 1930, U.S. first indoor glider flight, St. Louis Terminal Building, 1932, Australian. Oh, up there, yeah, WLWAM, Cincinnati, begins radio transmissions. Well, see, the really funny thing about it, Candy, that I don't understand, is they took me from my active duty base all the way back down to South Carolina. And I stayed there for 3 days, went to the military hospital there for 3 days, and then they took me to this other building to have me sign all this paperwork to get me to the airport, to get me back to Indiana where I originally was. Makes no sense. 1934, Union Pacific tests lightweight, high-speed passenger train in Omaha. Call your U.S. representative goes through the VA vaccines to be a reason for diabetes. Okay. Never heard of that before. Be worth checking into. 1938, landslides and floods cause over 200 deaths, Los Angeles, California. That's where I see we listen to WLW radio for Reds games. 1939, Massachusetts legislature votes to ratify U.S. Bill of Rights 147 years late. What mail has popped in now? Thank you for something that makes no sense and I didn't do. Thank you for signing the petition on the CBD legislature. I didn't sign a petition. Can we say junk mail? Spam. Kind of funny. When I was younger, I liked spam, but you know, Let me see. Yeah. 1946, Kingman Douglas becomes Deputy Director of the CIA. Angelo Knight. I didn't even see anything pop up from Angelo Knight. Just all of a sudden, Angelo Knight was hidden, popped up. Oh, I was not aware of that, Sonny. Very interesting. I was not aware of that at all. 1949, first automatic street light, New Milford, Connecticut. 1949, Lucky Lady 2, U.S. Air Force B-50 Super Fortress, completes first nonstop around-the-world flight at Fort Worth, Texas, covering 23,452 miles in 94 hours. "1956, Lottie Miss Claudie," single cover released by Elvis Presley. It was one of those bots. Oh, yeah, I never even seen it pop up. Good eyes. Quick reflexes. Angelo was the porn site. Poor Angelo. 1962, President John F. Kennedy announces U.S. will resume above-ground nuclear testing. Hence why the desert north of Las Vegas is pretty much all glass. On Friday the 4th, a hero in Gotham City is back. The Dark Knight fights criminals as Batman coming to theaters. Very cool. Very cool. Bald and Bonkers, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I am absolutely peachy. Or as well as peachy, as much peachy as could be expected. 1964, Beatles begin filming A Hard Day's Night. George Harrison meets future wife Pattie Boyd. "1965, Montcalm Community College, founded in Sydney, Michigan. Okay, Sonny. 1965, one of the most popular musical films of all time, The Sound of Music, starring Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer, premieres Academy Awards Best Picture 1966. The hills are alive with the sound of music. 1967, ninth Grammy Award, Strangers in the Night by Frank Sinatra wins Best Record, Michelle by the Beatles, Best Song. You know, I remember watching The Sound of Music the first time and being absolutely fascinated by that movie. And now I watch it and I wonder just how insane that woman looks spinning around on that hilltop. It's like, you know, they lock people up for that stuff now. 1967, U.S. performs nuclear tests at that place I just mentioned with the glass desert. Wow. And the 300-pound Gila monsters and the 200-pound tarantulas. 1968, U.S. Air Force displays Lockheed C-5A Galaxy, biggest plane in the world with a cargo compartment 37 meters long. I didn't know there was a Sidney, Michigan either. Then again, a lot of people don't know there's a Caledonia, Michigan. Caledonia being the original name of Scotland. 1969, first test flight of the supersonic Concorde. Oh, your ex-sister-in-law? You know, it's amazing, too, because Caledonia, Michigan has absolutely nothing to do with Scotland. I believe it's Swiss or something like that. Holland, where most of the immigrants came from that started Caledonia. How it got the name Caledonia, I do not know. And there's really not that much history on it. So, very interesting. Oh, the sun's coming out. Okay, we're killing this light. 1970 Supreme Court ruled draft evaders cannot be penalized after 5 years. 1972, NASA launches its Pioneer 10 space probe to Jupiter. You know my feelings on that. Anything that goes out into the galaxy is fine. I want nothing orbiting Uranus. Except Klingons. Every Uranus has Klingons. $1974, first class postage raised to 10 cents from 8 cents. Don't let the sun fool you. At 6 p.m. we're getting rain, snow. Not surprising, it's Michigan. 1974 grand jury concludes U.S. President Richard Nixon is involved in Watergate cover-up. Duh. Anyone who stands up publicly and says, I am not a crook, is a crook. Caucasian, good morning, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. 1976, Walt Disney World logs its 50 millionth guest. Still never been there. Never been to Disney World, never been to Disneyland, never been to Disney. I was at the Disney store once. Does that count? Of course, it was in our local mall. So, 1977, Bette Davis is first woman to receive American Film Institute's Lifetime Achievement Award. Been to Disney World a few times. It's okay. I always thought it'd be cool to go, but never had a chance to go. Never had the money to go. I love amusement parks. Used to go to Kings Island all the time. Been to Kings Island probably 20 times in my life. Love it. Love it. Let me see here. 1977, Future The Tonight Show host Jay Leno debuts. Future The Tonight Show host. Jay Leno debuts with host Johnny Carson. It's like my grandma always said, if you accuse, it's because you're doing what you're accusing. Yep. I can agree with your grandma. 1981, Howard Stern begins broadcasting on WWDC in Washington, D.C. I've not been to Kings Island in 25 years. Paramount had just taken it over the last time I was there. So, (1983) comeback. I keep breaking the burgers. 1983 compact disc recordings developed by Philips and Sony. In 1985, FDA in the U.S. approves an ELISA screening test for AIDS, antibody for all blood banks. We went with our daughter and her husband a couple of years ago. But it's changed a lot. I bet they've taken down some of my old favorite rides and put up some new ones. 1986, protesters try to stop Land Rover Motor Company being sold to U.S. Amusement park trying to buy the Muskegon, Michigan park, but it fell through. You know, it's really funny too, because back in the 60s, a really good friend of mine that lives in Anderson, Indiana's dad was approached by his brother, who, you know, was always looking for those get rich quick schemes and these different little scheme things. He approached my friend's dad and he told him, he goes, you know, I've got this money making opportunity. It is guaranteed to give you back a minimum of 10 times your investment in 5 years. It costs $10,000 to buy in, guaranteed 10 times back your investment in 5 years. And he looked at his brother and he said, you know, I've had too many of your get rich quick schemes and your scams and stuff. I don't want no part of it. My buddy's uncle, when he died, was a very, very wealthy man because it was Kings Island that he bought into. (1988) 30th Grammy Awards. Record of the Year, Paul Simon, Graceland. Album of the Year, U2, The Joshua Tree. Jody Watley, Best New Artist. You know, I remember getting, my first wife and I went to Kings Island on our honeymoon back in 89. Just a few weeks after they got it running again, after it jumped the tracks and killed that old woman and her grandchild. And I stood in line for an hour waiting to get on that ride. And my wife at the time looked at me and she said, "Aren't you worried you're going to die?" And I basically told her, "We just got married yesterday. I've already sold my soul to the devil. So what's left other than death?" And nothing went wrong with the ride. It was probably one of the best rides I was ever on. 1989, tanker Exxon Houston runs aground in Hawaii, spilling 117,000 gallons of oil. 1989, Madonna's Like a Prayer premieres on worldwide Pepsi commercial. 1990, Greyhound bus goes on strike. 1991, Aspects of Love closes at Broadhurst Theater in New York City after 377 performances. I remember the Bobo Island in Detroit, Michigan. It was a fun park. It was awesome. Shut down. Wow. 1994, William Natcher, Representative, Democrat, Kentucky, cast his 18,401st and last consecutive vote. Boblo. Never heard of it. Boblo. Never heard of it. 1994, Branch Davidian cult leader David Koresh promises to surrender if tape statement is broadcasted. It is, but he doesn't. 1995, Space Shuttle STS-67 Endeavour 8 launches. Costa Rican. 1998, data sent from the Galileo spacecraft indicates that Jupiter's moon Europa has a liquid ocean under a thick crust of ice. 2004, voters in the U.S. state of Georgia vote on a referendum concerning its Confederacy-derived flag. In theory, Sonny, yes, whether it is in high quantity or not. You are correct about that. 2012, tornadoes kill at least 27 people in the American states of Indiana and Kentucky. I kind of remember him a little bit myself, Jan. You are correct on that, Tony. You are correct on that. It did say liquid, not water. So yeah, it could be liquid anything. Sitting out that far away from the sun. This one is world history. It's horrible for Kentucky and Indiana, but I'll bet there's more from the south. Could be milk. Could be milk. 2014, President Vladimir Putin receives unanimous approval from Russia's parliament to send troops to the Ukraine. That one didn't go near as far as today's history did. 2016, U.S. astronaut Scott Kelly and Russian cosmonaut Mikhail Kornienko returned to Earth after nearly a year, setting an ISS record. 2017, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions recuses himself from the investigation into Trump campaign contacts with Russia after revelations he met Russian ambassador. Amy Klobuchar drops out of U.S. Democratic presidential race and endorses Joe Biden. Hello, Richie. Hope you're doing good this morning, my friend. "2020 American rap group Public Enemy parts ways with Flava Flav after 35 years of playing for free at Bernie Sanders rally." Flava Flav. "2021, 6 books by Dr. Seuss will cease publication because of racist and insensitive imagery, according to Dr. Seuss Enterprises. 2021, governors of Texas and Mississippi both announced they are lifting mask mandates on COVID-19 health measures despite CDC warnings of complacency. We can do it again sometime, Richie. We can do it again. I just got done doing 4 days straight, 2 of my own and 2 other channels. I done the Friday night stream, the Monday morning stream this past weekend, and I was on Caucasian Sasquatch's stream on Saturday and Bald and Bonkers on Sunday. So, yeah. It sucks to be a celebrity. COVID-19 pandemic 2021, Dolly Parton receives the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine she gave $1 million to help develop. And that is all, folks. Thank you, Rusty, for another good today in history. For those of you that missed the beginning of the live stream this morning, we have a brand new intro. I sat down Sunday and devised a brand new intro for morning coffee and chat. I figured with everything Rusty does for helping out with today in history, he deserved a spot in the intro. So I would suggest that if you didn't see it, you can either wait for Friday mornings today in history, or Friday mornings morning coffee and chat, or you can go back and watch the beginning, minute and a half, 2 minutes of this one. I figured he deserved it. He helps out more than he gives himself credit for. It's longer, but you have to be. Oh, it vanished before I could read it. Come here, little skull cup. Oh. Glub, 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 glub. Glub, 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 glub. I agree completely, girls. He helps out a lot. It's like I was telling him early off in the stream. He didn't even know I done it, but I figured I would save it for a pleasant surprise for him. The stress I was under getting up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning to get together the today in history and everything. When he took it over, he lifted a 30-pound weight off my shoulders, and I was actually able to get up in the morning and breathe a little bit. And yes, he most definitely deserved his own little spot in the intro. So Walker, but you got to be careful using some people falling with them. Take care, Tony. Have a good day, bud. And we'll catch you later. You have a good day. Try to enjoy a little bit of it. Yeah, we don't so much have issues with the wife's grandmother anymore, with her walker, besides the fact that she just don't like using the bloody thing. So, she'll take it and try to hide it, or she'll move it over by the back door by the utility room, and she'll start walking around the house and tell everybody that she don't know where it's at. Or she'll stick it in the bathtub in her bathroom and start walking through the house. Of course, we have to play hide and seek with it to find it. She was sitting out the table day before yesterday, and she got up and carried it all the way into the living room, put it by the couch, then walked back out the kitchen. And we asked her why she was out there without it. She goes, "I had it. I don't know what happened to it." Let's see here. So what's everybody else got planned for the week? You guys know what I'm going to be doing. Another video tomorrow. Investigation at Tosi's Italian Restaurant on Saturday. What are you guys going to be doing? Car shopping? Grocery shopping? Looking for a bus to jump in front of? My son's girlfriend's godmother does that with her walker too. Yeah, you know, just a couple of weeks ago, the big issue was the fact of her grabbing it and using it backwards. And, you know, of course, I had to explain to her the wheels were on the front. So when she tilts it towards her, there's nothing solid hitting the floor, just wheels. And one of these days, she put too much pressure on it. It would go forward and she would go down. But that ended, and now she's hiding the bloodies. I've got to walk to town to pay bills, mail a couple of packages. That sounds fun. At least town's not, you know, 2 miles away. And it sounds like you've got pretty weather to do it. So that's always a good thing. My mom was on the walker. We have to hold it, keep it for people from falling. Good morning, day, rest of the week. I'm getting a quarter of ice out of the driveway. Yeah, I'm sure you've got it a little bit harder up there than what we do. It's definitely decent down here. We're up to 30 degrees already. So we'll see. We'll see see what we get later today, whether it is rain, snow, or nothing at all. So it's a 20-minute walk. Not going to be fun to carry 2 big boxes to mail off. No, but you know, hey, Connie, good to see you. Hope you're doing good out there in Colorado. Yeah, definitely be careful on that ice. There's one thing you don't need to do. It's fall down and get hurt. I'm gonna try and get my daughter to carry. There you go. Or if nothing else, just try to find a little wagon or something to pull behind you. Sun more today, starting at 6 p.m. Doing great, beautiful weather. Got my soft splint off. Now I have my black orthopedic foot on again. Getting there. Good job. That's good news. That's good news. Going to do it yesterday, but my lower back said, nope, not today. I've got to get packages sent off today. So I've been putting it off since last month. Well, you know, sometimes you got to listen to the back. There has been many a days I have woke up with my back hurting, come in here, get done what I need to get done, go stack my pillows up on the bed, put my little massagey chair thing against my pillows, and lay there for hours and hours and hours, letting the little twisty things go up and down my back. And if it's hurting really bad, I flip the heat on it and just let it work. Before it comes off. Yeah, that's terrible. Doctor's appointment tomorrow to see the bone doctor. Well, hopefully he's got some good news for you. Hopefully it's healing like it should be, and you will not have to worry about that that bloody wrist for that much longer. Hey, Pocket Watch, good morning. Hope you're doing good this morning. Yeah, my back hurts 24/7. I make myself do things. Anyone can fall for anything. True that. Takes a while. I had second ankle surgery on Valentine's Day, so I had mine 2 weeks. Bad fall, broke both ankles. Man, I'll tell you what, if I fell and broke an ankle, I don't know what I'd do. Well, yeah, I do. I would make sure and do a lot more filming so you guys could all have something to laugh at. Because there is no way I could stay down. And there's no way a wheelchair will fit back behind this desk. So I would have the wife move all this stuff down to the floor, and that's where I'd be doing my streams from, is laying on my belly on the floor. Hope you're doing good today, Pocket Watch. I'm sure it does. There's barely enough room for this office chair back here behind this desk. There's no way I'd get a wheelchair in here. So, oh yeah, I'd be happy to make accommodations. I know where you're coming from on that, Norma. Money is a huge issue with everybody right now. Um, Luckily, I don't have to worry about things like surgeries and things like that. You know, my biggest stresses right now is the medicine I'm supposed to have. My insurance won't cover, and helping the wife find a new car and figuring out where the money's going to come from to buy a new car. So, break both your ankles. Oh, I know. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh yeah, like I said, I got stuck in a wheelchair. I'd be doing all my streams from my belly on the floor. Y'all would see me I'd fire up the computer, fire up the live stream, and y'all just see me throw myself out of my chair on the floor. Like I said, it'd be something good for y'all to laugh at. Doing okay, getting ready for sleep. It's 1 a.m. Thursday here. So I won't be in for long. Just wanted to say hi, smash the thumbs up, and hang for a bit. Where are you at, Pocket Watch? 1 a.m. Thursday. My God, you'd have to be somewhere close by the Middle East. It's hard to move around the wheelchair. I know. Been there I remember when my son was in Afghanistan. He was 16 hours. Oh, South Australia. Okay. Yeah, my son was in Afghanistan. He was about 16 hours ahead of us. So I didn't realize Australia was that far, was that big of a time difference. Hey, Brooklyn. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing good. You know, my mother-in-law was told the same thing, Norma, when she got her knees fixed, that she would probably have issues with the titanium screws and stuff in her knees during cold weather. And she's really not had that many issues the last couple of winters. Now, of course, my mom on her thigh, she's got a stainless steel rod in her thigh from a motorcycle accident. And she got that back in like 66. And it bothers her being stainless steel, but the titanium screws and stuff in my mother-in-law's knees don't bother her hardly at all. They don't call us down under for nothing. Makes sense. Man, we are down to a half hour left already. Oh yeah, they're real slick with fixing those bones and stuff these days. Cold don't get along, especially with the metal plate in my neck. That makes my neck stiff. Can't move my head sometimes. Yeah, you almost got to live on one of those heated neck pillow things. Um, Especially with a plate in your neck like that. Cold weather hits, you pretty much always got to have that bloody thing on and plugged in and going to keep the muscles relaxed. Or, yeah, you definitely get a stiff neck. It'll move into a headache or a migraine. Terrible. Jay hasn't either. He has titanium knee. That's good. As much as he moves around, he really doesn't need to be suffering through the cold. That's what I need is a new knee. Been waiting 3 years already. I don't need them yet, but me and the doctor have discussed them. So both my knees now pop and tick and everything else when I try to move. I have a lot of pain in them. So they pretty much said sometime probably by 60, I'm going to need one, if not both knees replaced. Cold weather, two bone grafts, metal plate in my neck. It's been about 8 years. Wow. Knock on wood. I've never had any broken bones. Neither have I. Neither have I, Sonny. I have never ever had any broken bones. So I have. I've fallen off roofs, fallen out of trees, um, been in car accidents. Never ever ever had a broken bone by the grace of God Almighty. Other joints that hurt in the cold weather. The weather really, honestly, the cold, I should say, don't really affect my joints and stuff near as much as just rain. Rain will send me into pain like you would never believe. But the cold weather has never really affected me. My brother put an axe in his knee and thigh doing surveying in Alaska. Ow, poor dude. Ouch. Broke bone. First was right wrist, and then left finger was too. Ow, God. My first broken bone of my life, but did it up good. Freaking nightmare. It haunts me. Freak fall. Wow, that's terrible. I missed part of the conversation, doing chores, something about surgery. Yeah, everybody's pretty much right now, Rusty, just talking about their broken bones. Um, of course, Connie with her two broken ankles, and Norma with her wrist, and it's ouch. Good morning, KG. Good to see you this morning. Barometric pressure has an effect. Living altitude can cause more pain. I did not know how it worked. Thank you, Pocket Watch. I wasn't sure how it worked. A reminder. get a ride to the helicopter to get out of the bush. Wow, that's terrible. Put an axe in his knee and thigh, up in a tree, had to climb down and walk 2 miles to get to the helicopter to get out of there and back to civilization. That's crazy. Yeah, Norma, you are absolutely correct about that. No one, I don't care how good or bad they are, no one deserves to go through that. I have about as much tolerance for domestic violence offenders as I do for people who hurt children. I have zero tolerance. I think they need to be punished at the fullest extent of the law after the person that they done the harm to has their chance at them with a ball bat. So I watch so much paranormal channels, plenty of time, having to lay flat 20 hours out of each day. Yeah, yeah. So because they were to be in twos and he was alone. It was when he was doing his job while in college. Be careful now. Oh, you too, Sonny. Wow. Just be careful now because my orthopedic doctor told me my bones are very soft, very easy to break. Well, believe it or not, guys, and you'll very seldom ever hear a man say this, but I was in a relationship one time that was that way. She had absolutely no time verbally humiliating me. Um, she would smack me, she would punch me, she would hit me in the back of the head, um, because she knew that I would never lay a hand on her. So she took full extent of that, and that's probably where a lot of my low self-esteem used to come from, was all the belittling and things. And when she realized that, you know, after therapy, couples counseling, all kinds of things like that, that I was not going anywhere, and then I began to stand up to her. That's when she started cheating and everything. So yeah, I was right there. Maybe not to the extent that you girls went through it, but I was there. Do what you have to. You know, when I was being used as a machine, had multiple injuries myself. Doctor, if calcium will help you, I'm going to ask my bone doctor tomorrow. My assistant's dog is a DV survivor and came to us as a 5-year-old, had been totally trained not to be scared of everything and everyone around her, so she could be trained to assist. Very good, very good. It's amazing what we learn about each other sitting in these little chats like this. "22 years, domestic violence. That's why I suffer from depression, anxiety, PTSD, and bipolar. Everyday struggle. But talking to everyone here helps me get through it." Yep. Speaking of which, I need to set up an appointment with my counselor again. Prayers for all broken bones. Amen. Amen. Prayers for all the broken bones and DV survivors. Disclosed there's men just so because DV it's not reported as a DV stat. It really honestly isn't. It really honestly isn't. You're correct on that. I mean, you know, people. It even actually went as far one time. My mom and dad came up from Tennessee, and they heard how she was verbally talking to me, and my dad straight up pulled me off to the side and asked me if she had ever laid hands on me. And I said, yeah, a couple times when she's got really mad, but nothing major. And my dad, as big as he is about hating people who feel they have to use violence in some way, shape, or form against a spouse, told me straight up and verbatim, I'll be honest, he used it almost word for word, that if she's going to play like a man, she needs to pay like a man. She puts hands on you, you put them right back on her. Medicine, pay for it, try to get one. They pay for it. That's why we're family. We know so much about each other. Amen to that. Huge Republic watching males are not pictured as being abused. Stopping by. Good morning, Deb. Good to see you this morning. Stopping by. Where you at? There you are. Stopping by to drop a like at work. Well, I hope you're having a good day at work, bud. I'm glad you took the time to stop by and drop a little love. It happens often. It really does. It really does, more so than the world knows. There really honestly is a lot of shame attached to it, because most people feel that, you know, a man should be able to defend themselves against the weaker sex. But yeah, we're raised that it's wrong to lay hands on a woman. So whatever the case may be, men tend to suffer a lot more in silence for fear of suffering from that humiliation of coming out and talking about it. Mentally, there's a difference between discipline and abuse. Amen to that. How you doing today, Thanos? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. New Jersey, you'll go county lockup for hitting her back. I'm sorry, adults don't have discipline, so exactly. If you can dish it out, they need to be able to take it. I'm extremely well. Good, 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 good. Thanos, you're not alone, bud. You're not alone. People seem very, very strange to me at times too. Seeing how different people are brought up, seeing how they've taken their upbringing and applied it to their own adult life. Um, Seeing how people react to different stimuli, it's fascinating. But yes, they do seem very strange at times. People are my least favorite animal. I tend to like people as long as they're good people. I'm usually a pretty good judge of character when I do meet someone face to face. I can usually tell real quick just how much BS they're really trying to push out there to impress me. And I don't hang around with people who carry around buckets of BS. That's what my mom was told with her knee replacement too. Church all the time because she could not walk the time she needed to. Templar, good to see you at laundromat. Oh boy, what a joy. Yeah, we got laundry to do too. I started it yesterday. So luckily all that's left to do is one load of lights and then grandma's stuff and laundry's done for the week. Verbal, emotional, psychological abuse all cause invisible scars. You're right. You're right. It's very hard to give people the benefit of the doubt. I love to give people the benefit of the doubt. 9 times out of 10, though, that just proves to me that I should have followed my first instinct. But once I get to know them for a little bit, they always end up disappointing me. The guy I was with for Wookie, he would make fun of my weight, wish death on me, hit me in my face. Oh, I thank God every day that, yep, as you should. Wook's a good guy. It's almost at that point where I have to be completely naive in order to get along with people. Makes sense. There's a reason why I am who I have become. Yep, most definitely. Our situations in our young life always tend to mold us to who we become as adults. And sometimes you have to create your own situations to positively mold yourself into who you want to become. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. More often than not. Um, More often than not, they wind up proving me right. So, oh yeah, I learned to follow those instincts. Yeah, but if you hadn't had that experience, you wouldn't be one of the enlightened males out there that can help others get help. Oh, believe me, I know, Pocket. I know. My sister went through it. My sister went through it. And when we found out that she went through it, I got a phone call from mom and dad. Dad was loading the guns in the car to make the drive from Tennessee back up to Indiana. I was getting mine together, and my mom was trying her best to keep the two of us where we were. My sister handled it. My sister handled it. He came in off the road one night, beat the crap out of her, and she waited till he passed out drunk, and she took an iron skillet to him. She beat him unconscious. She drug him from the bedroom to the front door, pushed him down the steps, locked the door, and called the police. My baby sister's not one to be trifled with, if you can't tell. Get along with people who are very innocent hearted and who are generally kind. Exactly. And that's the kind of people that I enjoy spending time with. Everybody has a little bit of a dark side. Everybody has a range of who they are or how they think or what they believe. You know, you just have to take and you got to figure out that who's genuinely kind, you know, but has an anger like my own. You know, I don't put up with people who abuse their spouses or abuse their children or abuse their pets. You know, I want people in my life who are positive and motivational and happy, and you know, don't try to project their negatives on everybody around them. How's the old saying go? Misery loves company. So if you're miserable 365 days a year, you want to make everybody around you miserable so you're not alone. Most people speak to please your ears, stroke your ego, and that disgusts me very much so. Very much so. I think more people should show their skill side. You're right. If all the world's a stage, and you should expect to deal consistently with actors and fools. There's a lot of them out there. That's why we're individuals. Very much so. Oh. Oh, there was a pop. Ouch. Pretty much keep myself. I'm not into gossipy like the whole little town. Totally right. You are right about that. Being disabled teaches you to find the joys in life. Amen. Amen. You are correct about that. You are correct about that. That's one thing about being a diabetic and you know, never having the signs or symptoms to prepare or try to fix it before it hit you. You know, knowing that I got married and 10 days later died on my wife twice, you know, before they stuck me in that coma. And knowing that I could have never come out of that coma, or I could still be in that coma. It makes you reevaluate everything that you've done, everything you're doing, and everything you want to do in the future. of my joys interacting with all you good people in live stream chats. Mine too. Mine too. That's one of the very simple joys that I have, is interacting with people, especially right here in the chat, in our family, watching our family grow, meeting new people in here. I love it. I love it. I look forward to it. I'm just sorry that I can't do it all the time, you know, like Monday night, you know, all the stress, the headache. I couldn't take the lights. I couldn't take the noise, the reading. I couldn't do it. I sat in a dark room and suffered silently until that puppy went away. Luckily, my wife had some very, very cool acetaminophen that helped to take the edge off by 8:40 or something. But yeah, other than that, you guys know I like being here. I can wait. Never judge a book by its cover. It's what's in the heart that matters, not the wrapper. Amen to that, Templar. Amen to that. I can see a question. How much does it affect you when people have their opinions of you? Oh, it traumatizes me. I'll be very, very honest about it. I live to make people smile. I love to make people laugh, to entertain people. And when people have a very low opinion of me, it devastates me. It devastates me completely because, you know, I live to do nothing but make your life a little bit better, and you don't like me because of this or this? Really? Seriously? So, okay, whatever. I'll go cry in the corner somewhere and I'll get over it. Speaking of diabetes, I got my Dexcom G6. I love it so far. It keeps my sugars in check. No scanning. Life was freestyle. Now, what is the Dexcom G6? I've never heard of that before. This is why I appreciate all the creators that do lives. I try to support as many as I can. When we appreciate that, Pocket Watch, we really, really do. Some people call me a monster because I don't have that emotion. Wow. Yeah, see, it really, really bothers me. But, you know, I suffer from depression and anxiety. And, you know, it's hard to push through that at times and try to be the fool, try to make people smile, try to make people laugh. I've said it many, many times in here. If I go through a day and I don't make at least one person laugh, I feel like my day was a failure. I want to go back to bed and start completely over again and do things differently. Even after I know your name, I still see you as just a person. That's good, Lord. Willow Creek, where I see him. All right, Rusty. You have yourself a good evening, bud. Take care. Good day. Hopefully we'll see you on here tonight. If not, we'll catch you Friday morning. But you take care, and we'll catch you later. People are very full of BS. Yeah. It's an insulin pump. My daughter has that. The Dexcom G6 is a continuous blood glucose monitor. Advertise it on TV. Wow. I've never heard of it before. But then again, all we have is streaming TV here. So, but yeah, I've never heard of it. Hey, Ty. Man, you managed to squeak in with like a minute and a half left. Good job, bud. Yeah, I can thank my dad for the sensitivity thing, Thanos. I never seen my dad cry until I was 13 years old and my grandfather passed away. And I had a complete breakdown seeing my dad breaking down at the funeral and crying. I never seen him cry before that. And it just completely destroyed my whole image of what men were supposed to be like. Ever since then, I've had a very, very hard time controlling my emotions. And then when I became diabetic, as most people know who are diabetics, that completely just pretty much destroys emotional control. You just break into tears for no reason. You get happy for no reason. You question life and the meaning of life for no reason. It's very, very hard. But all right, guys, it is about that time. For those of you that didn't see the new intro, it's going to be the new intro outro for the live streams. So I'll be playing it again here in a minute. I want everybody to have a really good day today. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. A lot of folks, you only got 2 days left till you get a 2-day weekend. Woohoo! So don't forget, we'll be back on here tonight, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the evening stream. We'll be back on Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for morning coffee and chat. And then Friday night, we have got Chris and Dakota with Bald and Bonkers. It's going to be our guests on Ghost to Ghost PM. But until then, everybody take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. Hey, Ghost Tracers. Hope you're doing good today. But you guys all take care. Have a good day. We'll see you tonight.
Saturday, August 20th, 2022, coming to Hartford, Michigan at the Van Buren Poorhouse Museum, It's Ghost-O-Rama. Ghost-O-Rama is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a paranormal meet and greet / flea market / Comic-Con, car show, and much, much more. There'll be paranormal groups, the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, spooky vendors, live band, ghost tour, Jurassic Park, killer cars, food truck, disc jockey, historical museum, kid haunted house, and much more. Van Buren County Historical Museum. That's right, out at 58471 Red Arrow Highway, Hartford, Michigan, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an outdoor market, which is free to the public. That's right, you heard me. It's open to the public. There'll be a museum tour, $5 per person. Also, from 9 to 11, a ghost tour, $20 per person. That's right, Ghost-O-Rama is hitting West Michigan, Saturday, August 20th, 2022, at the Hartford Van Buren Poorhouse Museum. This is sponsored by Southern Michigan Paranormals, UnrestrictedRadio.com, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, How to Halloween, Frankenfest, and the Midwest Parahistorical Society.